Hello everybody. Thank you very much for joining our technical webinar Progressive Optimization with StarWind Native SAN for Hyper-V 5.8. As you may know, my name is Anatoly Vilchinsky. I am pre- and post-sale technical support engineer at StarWind Software Incorporated, and today I will tell you how new version 5.8 of StarWind Native SAN for Hyper-V can help to improve utilization of existing hardware in production environment and how to avoid additional expenses if you need to implement highly available storage array network into the system. Let's get through today's agenda first, of course. I would like to start with a little description of what storage solution could be used in the production IT environment and what are the cons and pros of those solutions. After this part, we will logically bring us to the StarWind solution that will also be described. Then I will highlight the native SAN topic. I will tell you about all the benefits and all the features that it can provide. And I will also tell what is the new in the last version 5.8 of this solution. After all of that, we will have conclusions and all answers, all questions will be answered in question and answer session in the end of this webinar, of course. Okay, so what was in the beginning? If you had need to deploy some application, database, mail server, web server, some file share probably, you bought the server and installed the required applications, role or feature, and the data was stored locally on the DES, directly at flash storage. Yeah, it was actually a long time ago, like 20 years probably. Well, maybe a little bit less. And by the way, some people are still doing this. But let's get back to our theoretical environment. If something were wrong with the hard drive where everything was stored, broken spindle, for example, um, then all the data became unavailable, and that is when SAN or NAS came into play. I will not dive deep into the what is better, NAS or SAN topic because first of all, it requires its own event. But long story short, SAN solutions are definitely faster since they are working on the block level. And they are using for enterprise environments where with a clustered application, while NASes are using just for, let's say, simple file share. Okay, let's get back to our business. You have standalone SAN or NAS box, and previous case looks solved for now. But what will happen if the storage host will go down? Well, yes, your guess is totally correct. The data is unavailable again, and that is the point where you need HA, high availability, to keep your data online in case of failure of one storage server, and that is what StarWind solution can do. An important thing that should be mentioned is that it is installing on the Windows server and you have no need to purchase additional hardware for it in most of cases. If you have couple of servers for 1 gig NICs, you can set up everything on them. What will you get as the result? Two servers that will work as cluster shared storage, and if one of them will fail, you will get no downtime at all if you're using round-robin NLB policy on client machine, of course. Because failover and failback actually are totally automated. And what I'm saying is that even if one of those two machines will be destroyed physically due to hard electricity failure or angry administrator or tsunami caused by angry administrator, you shouldn't have any worries about your data's availability. It definitely will be online. But let's take a look at this configuration from a little bit other side. Money. Let's imagine that you need to have hypervisor cluster plus HA storage. It is obvious that the server hardware is not the cheapest thing on the earth. So you need network interface card, probably couple per server, hard drives or maybe dedicated RAID array, random access memory, processor chip, etc. You want clustered hypervisor, so you need at least two of such bundles. Also, you need two machines for shared storage for high availability configuration. And probably you will need a couple of switches. Well, if you want powerful systems, it will be expensive as hell. And what I want you to know is that you can avoid those expenses. You can use two machines without switches for this. With StarWind, you save the money. And yes, I'm saying that if you need high availability Hyper-V virtual machines that are stored on highly available shared storage, with StarWind you need only two physical servers for this. StarWind will be installed on the same parent partition. You will have two live copies of your data, automatic storage failover in case of failure, live migration, automatic failback using only two machines. By the way, I want to mention that this scenario is based not on clean SAN solution. Let me explain, please. If virtual machines are hosting, let's say, on host 1 from the left side of the Hyper-V cluster, then they are storing on the image files that is storing on the HDD on the same host 1. So they are storing locally, and all the writes and reads are performing locally. But the data is still replicating to the second server where you have the copy of it. So we can call it like the hybrid of DAS and SAN. It getting better from both of those technologies. Okay, that's good, but we had the solution actually previously in previous version 5.7. So and now is actually at the time of version 5.8. So what actually new in this new version in 5.8? Actually, all the features that you are seeing on your screen now are new, and you also can see them for not native SAN but other edition of StarWind, iSCSI SAN. But I think probably some of you don't know what is it. So we can actually just give in the names and explain what is it. First of all, this is multi-LAN support. Multi-LAN support has been added for non-HA targets. I think it shouldn't be explained. Also, the duplication. Well, first of all, the duplication is not experimental anymore. So, for those of you who already know what the duplication is, guys, you can easily implement it into your production environments, and feel free to contact us if you will have some additional questions about it. It is supported, so we can definitely provide any support for this. And yeah, switch partner for on the fly is the next point. A new partner node can be assigned to the existing HA device node. The old partner should not be used after switching HA device to the new partner node. Client MPAO connection should be reconfigured to use the path to the new partner instead of the old one. Next is Mark as synchronized option. It allows to mark unsynchronized HA devices as synchronized without actual data synchronization. This command can be used in disaster recovery after the failure of both HA nodes. For example, if some hardware was damaged on one of the nodes, but it is impossible to replace and fix it immediately, you can easily mark as the undamaged node as synchronized and replace the second one, and that's it. So it's disaster recovery plan. Next, fully automated synchronization after both nodes were down. If HA can identify that the node that has the most recent and correct data, it brings this node online automatically and synchronizes the other node automatically also. If the device cache mode is write back and at least one node has not been turned off normally, for example, both nodes were down at the same time after power loss, the HA device cannot run the synchronization procedure automatically, and that is logical. Actually, we could to do the automatic synchronization, but it would be really hard to identify which node had the correct data. So we just want to avoid the data corruption in this case. Okay, next point, extend size HA on fly. Well, actually, the name is speaking for itself. If you needed just to extend the size of your HA device, you can easily right-click on the device and see the corresponding option. After you will say what will be the size of the new device, it will extend automatically and on fly. You don't need to have some downtime or something. Raw images for HA is next point in this list. And what is it? Well, actually, that means that you can use the image file that was previously created for serving for basic image file target to create the HA a little bit later. Actually, this achieved by the getting the header outside from within the image file. Now, when you're using HA, you have two files, image files and SWDSK, as I remember. Before it was just image file. SWDSK now is the header of the HA device, of a single target of HA device. Basically, this means that I know that well, actually, no matter. Sorry. If you, for example, have only one server for some reason and you want to have a HA, you should understand that you need two machines, but now you have only one, and you need shared storage now. In this case, you can easily create the basic image file target on the servers that you have already. Set up it for using for cluster or something else, no matter. And after the second server will arrive, I hope it will, then you're just in a couple of minutes you're creating the HA device based on existing image file, and actually this will be really fast and easily. Like for me, it would all the procedure of replacing old target with new one would take like 3 minutes, maybe less. Okay, native transport for synchronization data link. Well, you should know the history to know this. Before, for the transport or for the synchronization data link, for the synchronization technology, we used the Microsoft solution. Microsoft got the initiator. But we all know, guys, that this is, well, not like a really good thing to use someone's software to use for your software. And actually, well, why, you would say, you would ask. Easily, because you don't know all the architecture of the second software that you're using for your own. And that is why we really wanted to improve our software, and we developed our own transport technology for synchronization data link that actually allows you to set up using multiple network interface cards for the synchronization data channel. Yeah, and this was the next point in the list. Well, so as I told, you can set up using several network interface cards for your synchronization channel within StarWind Management Console. Actually, brings you centralized management, and we all know that it's really useful when you can set everything up from one window, and you have no need to, like, hey, where are the windows that I need to open another window to set up something that is doing something, and after I need the 6th or 13th window to do the thing I want. No, with StarWind you can easily just like create a target, and during this procedure, you just setting up, I want this NIC, and this NIC for use for synchronization channel. Really useful for me. So you don't need to use third-party softwares or some other applications to set up NIC, network interface card teaming as it was previously. And I think it's really cool. And backup plugin. Oh, it was a conclusion, sorry. Backup plugin. Well, actually, for now, this is for Hyper-V only. And it's really useful too because it can be managed through StarWind Management Console also. It's really useful because it's as easy as StarWind always was, and I really enjoy this part of software that my company develops. Well, I would give a shot actually. It's stable, it's useful, it's reliable. If you need some backup software for your system, hey, give it a try. It's backing up virtual machines in a couple of clicks, so easy, fast. Why not, right? And also, backup plugin for ESXi machines for VMware products will be released soon also. I think it will be in 1 month. And actually, we have already got like pre-order, and you will pay less if you will make the order now. But the sales questions, I'm trying to avoid them because I'm a technical guy and I want to speak about technical stuff here. Okay, that was the theoretical part, and now I would really like to show you how it actually looks like in action. Okay, I see that you see my screen already. And yeah, this is how StarWind Management Console looks like for those attendees who are actually new to the software. So if you want to add the host, you just click in Add Host, enter in the IP, click in OK, and it's appearing here. If you need to connect to the host, just double click it. If you will see the elephant or other animals on the download screen, it means that everything is okay. By the way, you can set up storing your password, but you can if it's needed, but you should know that the defaults are root and StarWind when connected to the host. Okay, so by the way, as you can see, I have already created the HA devices. I have already set it up the cluster. It's just because, you know, it's taken like to create cluster to pass all the validation tests. It's taken, well, maybe 15 minutes, and it's really little for all of us. We're all business people here. We all have our time, and our time costs money, and we don't want to waste it. So, as I told, I have already created everything for this. I have already installed the virtual machine that I will use to show you how actually a failover looks like. But now I would still love to show you how to create the HA device. So as you saw, I have clicked on Add Device Target, Add Device button. After I clicked Hard Disk, clicked Next, go to Advanced Virtual, High Availability Device. Now you should enter the target alias. Let it be test. Now you should enter the IP address of the second server that will be used for the storage cluster, and enter the username and the password. Well, as I told before, it's root and StarWind. Partner target alias, well, I'm always using default. It's just adding the partner to the name that you have gave to the primary server. I think it's useful. On this step, you need to specify where the image file will be stored, the image file that will serve for the HA target needs. So let's store it here. Test 1. And the same for the second server. We can simply copy paste it. Let's don't forget to check in the create new checkbox since our devices are new. Let it be 1 gig size. Click next. And here, the step that I talked about when mentioned the possibility to use the several network interface cards for your production environment. For the synchronization channel, I mean, from within the StarWind management console. So you just click in where you want to and go next. Actually, I have only one network interface card for this. Unfortunately, our servers are not too powerful. The servers that we are using for demonstration purposes. So, by the way, about the synchronization data link, we always strongly recommend to this data link was separated from all other traffic, from iSCSI traffic, from LAN traffic, any other, because synchronization channel is really important. It's using not only during the synchronization data after one server failure, but also it's using for communication between two storage servers. And also it's using to transmit data from one node to each other even during the normal work. So the performance of your storage cluster directly will depend on the performance of the synchronization channel when talking about HA. So avoid the situation when some other traffic can affect the synchronization channel. Okay, and after this, we need to set up the heartbeat channel. I'll click next and explain what is it. Heartbeat channel is actually the simple ping signal that is generated between the two nodes in case if something is wrong with the synchronization channel. So a lot of customers are actually asking if they need some separated network interface card for the heartbeat channel, or probably even NIC teaming or round robin or something else. Well, no, guys, ladies, gentlemen, this is simple ping signal. You definitely don't need separated network interface card for this. I'm always putting this heartbeat signal on the network interface cards that are used to connect to the SAN devices. And it works and it's good and nothing happened since it was invented. So okay, let's go next. Oh, by the way, as you could saw, after we click next, the checks in the checkboxes are well, they appear automatically. And I love this part. We love optimization. Okay, on this step, you need to specify synchronization channel option. I mean, the number of SCSI sessions that will be used for synchronization channel. Well, this is a useful option also. Why? Because you have a couple of network of synchronization channels, of synchronization sessions, and that actually means that you can transfer the data in both directions. What it means? It means that you can use round-robin network load balancing policy on the client machine, and well, actually that should double your performance. I think that should mean something for you guys. Next step, specify initialization method. Well, since our devices are new, I will choose fourth option, do not synchronize virtual disks. But if I would have the image files that have some data that I don't need to have it, and I just want to have blank image files, I would use the first option that would fill those image files with zeros. And if I had only one such file and I wanted to keep the data, I would choose second or third option that would synchronize the new image file with the existing one, and you would have after the process would finish, you would have two live copies. Oh, so as I told, do not synchronize virtual disk. I will choose it. Write back caching is default and totally recommended. maximum you should to set up maximum cache size. The default is 64, and this is pretty enough for HA functioning. But if you want to give some more cache for this, well, feel free. But as for me, in my humble opinion, don't give more than 10 gigs for cache. It's redundant. It's too redundant. It's not necessary at all. I will keep with default values. So a couple of clicks, and let's wait. By the way, if you guys have some questions, you can ask them, and I will answer them during some pauses of the processes that you see on your screens. Okay, so failover cluster. By the way, for those who are really new to the StarWind and stuff, you need to know that to use the HA device, you need to have the MPIO feature installed on the client machine. After it will be installed, you need to connect to HA devices on both machines and go to the Discover Multipaths, check in Add Support for SCSI Devices checkbox, click Add, click OK. After the window will be prompted that will ask you to reboot the system to changes applied. You are saying yes because you have no choice. And after the reboot, you will see that two of your targets will be. Oh, by the way, I will show you how to connect to them. They will be actually visible in the disk management as one single drive. Anything is cool. Okay, so how it will look like. You see test and test partner. This is our new HA device. So you're just clicking connect, making sure that you are using correct IP, and OK. And the same for the second server. And OK. And OK once again. And the second thing should be performed on the second server also. Connect and connect. And actually that's it. Let's just check in the storage that new disk has been added. Let's wait for a couple of seconds. Here it is. Here, it is new. It is single. It's totally ready to work, to go online. I will just format it using default values. Yeah, 3 to 1, here it goes. Well, okay. After you would do this, you need to bring, probably when using Microsoft, you need to bring this drive to the cluster shared volumes. For this, you need to add this to the storages first. Click add disk in a storage folder. Wait for a couple seconds. The disk will be brought online. After this, you need to go to the cluster shared volume. And click Add Storage here. Check in the corresponding checkbox in front of the corresponding disk. And the disk is added. And you can use it to store the virtual machine, the applications, the files that need to be shared, no matter. Okay, so let's now see what will happen. As you understood, this virtual machine test server is stored on the HA device, and it's actually clustered, and it's running, and it's healthy. Yeah, it was the correct password. And it's healthy, and it's, well, totally ready to go. But let's just simulate the failure of one of the two machines of this storage cluster. How? Well, restart, why not? Okay, it restarted. Yeah, it's not necessary, it's normal. Let's just make sure. Oh yeah, Start Management Console, error connection lost. It means the second node is officially dead. But as you can see, this virtual machine is running and it's feeling good. Well, not too good because it's not too fast, but still okay. It needs just some time. Really, our servers are so slow, so sorry about it. By the way, it's almost the end of the webinar, so you can go ahead and ask your questions if you have some. By the way, maybe some of you guys will have the question like, will this webinar be recorded? Yeah, it's recording right now and it will be available in the video section on our website really soon, I think. So okay, as you see, the virtual machine is running and it's don't even know that something is wrong with the storage server where it's stored. So everything is cool here. And this machine hasn't been rebooted yet. It's powering off also really slowly. So, okay, let's just forget about it. Virtual machine is okay, that means that it worked. Okay, so let's get back to our presentation. Let's make some little conclusions. For example, native SAN is, well, fast. It's really fast. As I have mentioned, all the reads and writes are local and when using the solution, so network shouldn't be such pain as before. It's easy in use, so simplicity. It is easy as actually all the products developed by StarWind uh, company and team. You shouldn't spend hours, days, weeks to know how it works. For me, it has taken only 3 minutes or even less to create a chase storage. It's affordable, it's pretty affordable. StarWind Native SAN is the most affordable actual solution with enterprise features on the world market, and you shouldn't purchase additional hardware for it. That is cutting down your expenses also. And by the way, believe me, I have made some researches on the market. I wouldn't lie about it. I mean about the cheapest product. It have if the cheapest, the price is low, the quality is high, and I really enjoy it. And it's of course reliable. StarWind Native SAN for Hyper-V makes your storage environment reliable and highly available, utilizing only 2 Hyper-V servers, while other hardware and software SAN solutions require at least 4 physical nodes to provide the same level of fault tolerance and redundancy. And now it's time for question and answers. So go ahead. And we have one question from Ridwan Amri. May I know what will happen if you shut down the VM on its owner, not the partner? Oh, well, yeah, you can know actually. It will be the same. It will live migrate to the second one and it will be still running. By the way, if you will turn off the server on which this virtual machine is stored, I mean, just plug off, then virtual machine will be moved to the second node, but it will be not a live migration, so machine will be resetted. It's due to Microsoft. It's not Starwind's fault. Blame them. Okay, some other questions? Another question we have here. When the new version should be developed? I'm sorry. Well, actually, we're expecting to have the new version in a couple of months, and I'm really glad that it will be released because it will have really interesting features, such as well, replication to the remote site using a low bandwidth channel. As it was told to me, you will have ability to use like 2 meg channel. I think it's really cool. And also there will be a possibility to use the deduplication drives in HA mode. So I think it's really cool too. Next question, from Mark Bartens. What will be the process to upgrade to the new version? Well, actually, it's pretty simple, but it definitely needs some downtime for this. Well, first of all, you need to disconnect from all the HA targets first. After this, you need to go to the, sorry, you need to go to the StarWind site and download the latest version actually. After you're installing it on the Node 1, well, actually, if you have disconnected, you can just install it on the both nodes simultaneously and perform synchronization in some of the direction. But downtime will be definitely required since we are using our own transport technology now. So when one node will be updated to the latest version and the second one will not, the first one will use our own transport technology, the second one old one like Microsoft, and they will just don't know how to communicate to each other. And that is why you need the downtime. Um, Estimation of downtime. It will actually downtime shouldn't take more like 5 minutes. As for me, well, actually there is another procedure when you are installing it on the StarWind. I mean on the, let's call it StarWind 1 machine, and without disconnection from HA targets on this step. So after it's installed, now you need to disconnect from HAs. After you install it on StarWind 2, and after it will be installed, you perform the synchronization manually. In this case, StarWind 2 should be the source for the data. And after the synchronization will be initiated, just on the moment when it will be initiated, the data will become available. I don't think that this should be more like 5 minutes to disconnect, to install, to initialize, and to connect to them again. Okay, I didn't see any more questions. Let's just wait for a couple of minutes. Maybe someone is typing something. Well, well, okay. I want to tell you that if you have some technical questions, you can always ask me. You see my email on your screens now, anatoly.vilchinsky@starwindsoftware.com or simply av@starwindsoftware.com, or you can contact our support department using the email support@starwindsoftware.com. If you have some marketing questions, my colleagues from marketing team will gladly answer all your questions as soon as they will can, and they're really responsible, so I think it will be really soon. And my colleagues from sales department will answer you also if you will ask them some sales question using email that you see on screen now, sales@starwindsoftware.com. Oh, we have some questions now. Questions from Norman Schmidt. Can you show backup plugin and how to install? Norman, unfortunately, I cannot do this now because we're talking about the native SAN product on this webinar. And the backup product have its own events, so I think you should join them. You are welcomed to email to me or support department. We have the live demonstration of this product, and we'll gladly discuss this question with you. Okay. You're welcome, Norman. Mark Partoins is asking, do you think it's reasonable to use RAID 0 or SAS disks? Well, yeah, why not? RAID 0, RAID 1, and RAID 10 are actually recommended to use. And SASs are always fast, so if you need high performance SAN, you need SAS. Well, okay, I don't see any new questions now. So, once again, if you have some questions, you can write to using emails that you see on your screen now. Also, we have, by the way, the live chat on our website. The address of the website you can see on your screen also. And I want to thank you all that you took opportunity and joined this webinar. Was really glad to see all of you guys here. Um, I see almost all the world actually gathered on this webinar. Norway, Russia, maybe Ukraine, UK, USA. Well, okay. Thank all of you guys. Thank you once again. I want to wish you a good day and probably good weekends that are coming. Take care of yourselves and goodbye, guys.